Hi, my name is Mark Hammond, founder and president of Legend Financial Services. I first want to congratulate you for using a mortgage broker to do your loan instead of a bank. Banks are the biggest, most greedy entities on planet Earth. They've taken billions of dollars from you, the American taxpayer, in the form of bailouts, and then shortly after recorded record profits. Did they give that money back to you, the taxpayer? Of course not. Just like Walmart moves into small towns and crushes the retail competition, so too banks want to be the only player in the lending game. And they'll stop at nothing to squeeze out the local neighborhood broker, one who lives in your community, whose kids play with your kids, or who attends your church or school. Brokers are a massive group of independent, highly skilled lending specialists. And we have dozens of wholesale lending partners to secure the money for loans much more efficiently than banks do. That's why our rates are better. And brokers don't charge any extra fees that banks don't already charge. In fact, brokers tend to have less overhead costs than banks and therefore can charge less fees. Brokers collectively do far more loans than all banks combined. And that combined power of competition keeps banks from raising their rates to whatever they want. So if you do your loan with a bank, you're helping to encourage the biggest corporations in the world to get bigger and bigger, stifling competition, which will result in sluggish service, higher rates and fees, long waits on hold, and fewer options to you, the borrower. So when you work with a mortgage broker, you're doing your part to keep the lending industry fair and competitive, which means lower rates and better service on your loan. I worked for one of the largest banks in the country for several years as a loan officer and mortgage manager. I always lost customers to brokers because their rates were better than I could offer. I remember asking my regional manager why our rates were so high, and he said, if we had the lowest rates, we wouldn't need you. Meaning that they counted on their loan officers to use sales tactics so the bank could make more money selling higher rates to the borrowers. I didn't make any more money as a result of this, only the bank did. Banks count on their heavily advertised brands and logos and branches on every street corner to create a false sense of trust so that customers won't shop around and just accept their higher rates unknowingly. Don't let that be you. So I left that big bank to start my own lending company as a broker in 2003. I couldn't stomach selling higher rates when I knew there were better rates out there for my customers. I noticed that loan officers that stayed working at the bank did so because they felt the bank's brand helped them to gain the trust of the customers. They relied more on the bank for this trust than on themselves. I also noticed that most good loan officers that built a good reputation to trust with their customers, like I did, left the security of the bank to become brokers. Now, if this is true, where do you think the most skilled loan officers are working? Not at banks. So not only are brokers' rates better, but their loan officers tend to be more skilled at structuring your loan. They rely more on their own personal merits and reputation to get business than on a big bank's logo or a credit union's logo. One more thing, banks only have their own set of loan programs to offer you, which can be pretty conservative, I might add. If you don't qualify for those programs, you're out of luck. But brokers have a great diversity of loan programs. Legend Financial Services, for example, has over 20 lending relationships with wholesale lenders. Would you rather have 20 options or one? Brokers are experts at knowing the nuances of each of these lenders so they can place your loan in the perfect program with the lowest rate. So why will you benefit from using a mortgage broker than a bank? Better rates, better loan officers, far more loan programs, and you get to participate in stopping huge monopolies from forming that are too big to fail and end up stealing your tax dollars through bailouts after being mismanaged by CEOs getting paid millions of dollars. So click on Apply now if you're ready to begin your loan with a great loan consultant and company right here in your community.